Good evening, everyone. This is Robert from RJL 518, welcoming you to another exciting edition of Inside Pitch, the 1976 season. We had a nice day off yesterday. It is now time to begin the month of June in this regular season. Today is June 1st, and by the way, I know today, of course, really is May 4th, so May the 4th be with you to all my Star Wars fans, and since I happen to be a Star Wars fan, I will say that to you as well. In this game here is June 1st, and we are at the Astrodome, maybe kind of fitting for a team that has to do something with space, as the Astros were. We got a good one tonight. The Cincinnati Reds take on the Houston Astros. The Reds are 27-18. First place in the NL West. The Astros are at 500, 24-24. They are second place, actually tied with the Giants for second place in the NL West at 500 as well. This is the Astrodome, a place where it's very hard to hit home runs, and, well, only seems to play every time I get to the Astrodome. I play a game at the Astrodome, there are usually home runs all over the place. So we have a good matchup tonight. Houston historically won this game 2-1. There were only 7 hits. So this may not be an offensive explosion, but the last time I had a game where the scoring was kind of low, historically, we wound up with a 9-8 matchup. Steeler fan is first to join us here at the Astrodome. And we know for a fact he will be selling the dome foam today for the Astros. So Houston historically won this game. They would like to get back over 500. But the Big Red Machine is strong. They are nasty. And they should be ready to play a big game tonight. Starting pitcher for the Houston Astros tonight is Joaquin Andujar. 9 wins, 10 losses, 3.60 ERA, 59 strikeouts, 73 walks that season. Andujar, of course, would be a future Cardinal. Let's get started here. Top of the first inning. Let's play some baseball as we now begin the month of June. Leading off for the Reds, third baseman Charlie Hustle himself, Pete Rose. 323 average, 10 homers, 63 RBIs. I don't care that he bet on baseball. Put the man in the Hall of Fame. Andujar with the first pitch. We are using blue, orange, and white. Blue will be red first. That is a strikeout. 18 is too high. Astrodome subtracts 1 from strikeouts, but adds 4 to walks and a -1 to home runs. Rose will swing 4-2, star 4, and he flies out to left. One out. Next batter, center fielder Cesar Geronimo. 307 average, 2 homers, 49 RBIs. Andujar with the pitch, 2-2, hit by pitch. That 10 is no good. Geronimo will swing 2-6, star 1. He grounds out to second base. Next up will be second baseman Joe Morgan. 320 average, 27 homers, 111 RBIs. A great year for the Reds that season. Of course, he passed away last year, so we honor him by saying rest in peace. Andujar will pitch 6-6. That's a blank. He's not tired. Morgan will swing 3-2, but he flies out to center. And it is a 1-2-3 inning for Andujar. So nothing happening there for the Reds as we go to the bottom of the first. Starting pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds tonight, once again, is Pat Zachry. 14 wins, 7 losses, 2.74 ERA, 143 Ks, 79 walks that year. Leading off for the Astros, right fielder Greg Gross. 286 average, no homers, 27 RBIs in 76. Ready to deal. Fans here. Big game here between the Reds and the Astros. Zachry with the pitch. 5-5. Wild pitch. Ball 1. Do it again. 6-1. Walk. 9. And that is going to be, that's a walk to Gross. And he'll trot down to first. That adding 4 to walks is ridiculous, I think. But, that is a walk for Gross. And he will trot down the line. Next up for the Astros, second baseman Rob Andrews. He got the call today. 256 average, no homers, 23 RBIs. The infield does go halfway. See if anything happening on the bases. 13 says no. Zachry will pitch. 2-1. That's at the park. Astrodome says 4-4. That is a ground ball to first base. They turn the double play. 2-1-2. Shortstop for Cincinnati is Flynn. He has a 0 for an arm. A 1-2. They turn the double play. Yes, they do. 2 outs. 3-6-3 double play as Andrews grounds it out there. Two outs now. Here's the center fielder, Cesar Geronimo. 297 average, 18 homers, 83 RBIs that season. Zachry will pitch. 6-4, strikeout 7, no good. Cedeno will swing, and that is a 1-3, and he grounds it right back to Zachry, who will underhand it to first to end the inning. So only a walk, but that is it. No score after 1. Second inning coming up. For the Reds, first baseman Tony Perez, 260 average, 19 homers, 91 RBIs in 76. Andujar ready to deal. And that's a 6-4. Possible error. Perez will swing 4-1, and that is a double into center field for Perez. The ball is hit to center, and that is Cesar Geronimo. His error rating is a 4. That's an 8. He will not make an error, but Perez has himself a leadoff double. Coming up next for the Reds, left fielder George Foster, 306 average, 29 homers, 121 RBIs. Like I said, the Big Red Machine, they are a machine. Perez on at second. The infield is back. Strat says a 12, nothing happening. Andujar will go ahead and pitch. And that is a 2-2. That's a hit by pitch. That's 17, not a chance. Foster will swing 5-4. Base hit to center field. That's a single for Foster. He gets a single. Will that bring in Perez? Base running rating is a 2. Single to center field to get the home. +2 is a 4. Cedeno -1 arm 3. So a 1-3, Perez will score. That is a 6. Now, is there someone out? That is a 6. Now, is there someone out? Is the question. And that is a 1 on the 6. And the center and Cedeno has a -1 arm, and that is a 1. And we go to the thrown out chart. So yes, someone is out, and that is going to be Perez. He is thrown out at the plate by Cesar Geronimo. Cesar Geronimo goes ahead and fires to the plate and nails him. Foster's base running rating, as Foster stays at first on the single as he does not advance. Actually, I'm sorry, he does. Actually, his roll higher than the trailing base running rating. Yes, it is. Foster's base running rating is a 3. That was a 2. So Foster actually does advance to second on the throw. But Perez is out. So that is a single for Perez. But you got 1 out as Cesar Geronimo throws out Perez at the plate, and Foster takes second on the throw. There's the new base running rule we use now for inside pitch. Still on the beta charts, not official yet, but we are using it. That's exactly what happens because Cedeno's arm is a -1. There's a -1. It's a 1-4, and it did follow that, and that goes to the thrown out chart, and you know somebody got thrown out. A 5 or 6, the runners would have held. Here is Mr. Johnny Bench. 234 average, 16 homers, 74 RBIs. 1 out. The infield is still back. A 2. Foster has a good chance to steal third, but I think with Bench at the plate, I think you hold. He did have 17 stolen bases. The 2 is good for him to steal, but he'll stay at second. I'll let bench hit. Andujar, 2-1. That's blank. Bench will swing 4-3, and he grounds it to third. The throw goes to first for out number 2. The only way Foster can get to third is on a 6, and he won't. He'll stay right where he's at. And there are now 2 outs. So 2 men down. Next batter is the right fielder, Mike Lum. He's getting a call in right field for this game. 228 average, 3 homers, 20 RBIs. 2 outs. Anything on the strat? 12 says no. Andujar, 5-3. That's blank. Lum will swing the bat. 2-1. Star 5. Fly out to center field. And the leadoff double doesn't do anything. So no runs. 2 hits for the Reds. But a big play at the plate as Cesar Geronimo guns down Perez as he nails him on a 6, which is probably the only way he was going to get him. And we go to the bottom of the second inning. As I know, Steeler fan happy to see Cedeno make the play. Bottom of the second for the Astros. Here's first baseman Bob Watson. 313 average, 16 homers, 102 RBIs. I say this all the time. Bob Watson at one time was credited with the 1 millionth run in baseball history. And really, Major League Baseball really doesn't know who scored that run. They say the chances of actually really finding out who did that are between slim and none. Zachry with the pitch, 4-1. That's a double question mark. Watson a righty, a 1-8 would be an automatic out. And that is a 6, and that is going to be an automatic out. Star 5, he flies out the left. One out. And here is the left fielder, Jose Cruz. He's in left field for this game. Cruz, of course, on the 85 Astros that won my 85 season. He batted .303, 4 homers, 61 RBI. Zachry, 2-4. That's a range play. Cruz swings, 6-3, fly ball to right, and that is hit the Lum. Mike Lum's range is a 3. He will not get it, and that's going to be a double for Jose Cruz. Cruz will hold at second with a double. First hit for the Astros. Coming up next is the catcher, Cliff Johnson. Plays left field and first base, but he was the catcher in this game. Not a good catcher at all with a 1-1-8 and a +2 rate of fielding stats. 226 average, 10 homers, 49 RBIs. Let's see if anything on the strat. That is a 10. The answer is no. Zachry ready to deal. Johnson waiting. Brandon Baker here joins us here at the Astrodome as he says Reds baseball is on the air, and you know he wouldn't miss a Reds game. So it's Steeler fan. It's Brandon Baker at Steeler fan tonight. Zachry 4-2. That's at the park. Astrodome says 6-1. Fly ball to right field. And that is out number 2. Cruz's base running rating is a 4. Right fielder is Lum. +1 is a 5. Cruz gets the third on a 1-5. It is a 3, and he does, so he'll get there. So the ball was hit deep enough in the Astrodome, so Cruz goes to third, but there are now 2 outs. Next up, the third baseman, Enos Cabell. 273 average, 2 homers, 43 RBIs. Enos Cabell, of course, was on the 85 Yankees in that World Series because Cabell was traded to the Yankees later in that season in 85. We will check the strat. That is a 2. Nothing happening there. Zachry will pitch, and that's a 6-6. It's a blank. Cabell will swing. 3-3, fly ball to left field. And that's going to be the third out. And so the Astros get 1 hit, but they can't bring him in either, and remains no score after 2. Third inning coming up. Playing shortstop for the Reds tonight is Doug Flynn. Concepcion not on the lineup, 283 average, a homer, 20 RBIs. He is on the bench, but he is not in the starting lineup tonight for the Reds. Andujar with the pitch, 6-4. Possible error. Flynn will swing, 5-4. That's a fly ball to center field. That is hit to Cedeno. His error rating is a 4. That's a 1. He's going to drop that ball out there in center field. That is a drop. Flynn automatically makes it to first. A chance for him to get to second. His base running rating is a 2. Cedeno -1 arm. So the only way he gets to second is on a 1. He doesn't get there. So Flynn holds at first base, but that is an E8. First error on the Astros. There were no errors historically in this game, so already we've gotten in there. Peter Bergs and Baseball Demos join us here at the Astrodome. So an error on Cesar Cedeno allows Flynn to make it to first base. And the only way he could have had an error was a 3 or a 1, and that's what came up. The batter will be the pitcher, Pat Zachry, and I'll probably have, this is where I'm on pitchers now, I automatically bunt if I wish, no matter what, depending on if the strat roll says anything. The infield is going to be corners in, expecting a bunt. I'll check the strat anyway. 13, nothing happening. Flynn could have maybe made a steal. So we're going to have a bunt. So Zachry will bunt the ball, and I'll get the bunt chart ready here. So Zachry will bunt. Andujar pitches first. And that is a 1-2. That is a walk. And the walks are cut down in half. So Zachary's 5 divided by 2. Well, 5 plus 4 is a 9. Divided by 2 is 4.5. You round that down to 4. That is a 2. And although Zachry was trying to bunt, Andujar walks him. And that is a walk to Zachry, was just trying to bunt the ball. Walks are cut in half when you try to bunt, but the Astrodome actually helps out Zachry a little bit, and even if it wasn't for the Astrodome, that too still would have walked him. So runners at first and second now. Now the infield will move halfway for Charlie Hustle. Charlie Hustle 0 for 1. Check to see if anything on the strat 10 says a negative. So Andujar in a little bit of a jam here. In the top of the third, Andujar with the pitch, 1-1. That's a range play. Rose will swing, 3-5. That's a ground ball to short, and that ball is hit to Roger Metzger. His range is a 4, but with the infield halfway, it's a 3. And he won't get it. That's going to go by him for a base hit. That's a single. Let's see if it scores Flynn. Flynn's base running rating is a 2. It's a single pass. It's a single pass to shortstop, actually. It's a range. Actually, it doesn't matter. It's a single pass. It was a grounder to short. It becomes a single to short, and it is a 2. And in order to score, it needs to be a 3. He will not score. Flynn will hold at third. So it is a base hit by Rose, but it will be held there, as he does not score, and the bases are loaded for the big red machine and nobody out. And here's Cesar Geronimo. He's 0 for 1. What are the Reds going to do here? The Astros are going to play the infield halfway and try to get 2, although Geronimo does not ground out in many double plays. So the infield will stay halfway, which makes Flynn's base running rating of a 1. Nothing on the strat. Flynn, of course, has to come home with the bases loaded. We'll see what happens on the play and whether I decide to go for 2 or try to get Flynn out. And that is a 4-4. That is a blank. Geronimo will swing, 4-1. And that is a ground ball to short. They're going to try to come home and get Flynn. Flynn's base running rating is a 2, but with the infield halfway, his base running rating is subtracted by 1. So Flynn is coming home. They're not going to try for the double play. They're going to try to get Flynn out. On a 1, he is safe. No, he's out. The runners will advance 1 base, though, And since it was not an infield in, I cannot go for a double play on this case. So Flynn is out at the plate. Runners do advance. But now there's one out and the bases are still loaded. On the fielder's choice. Now the batter is Joe Morgan. Morgan is 0 for 1. One out. The infield is now going to still play halfway. Zachry's base running rating is a 1. So his chances of scoring are pretty much impossible with a 0. So let's see what happens on this one. Strat says a 9. Nothing happening there. Andujar will pitch. That's a 3-5. That's blank. Morgan swings. 1-2. That's a fly ball to right. That's out number 2. Morgan's sacrifice fly rating is a 3. He will bring in Zachry on that. So Morgan does hit it deep enough, and that is a sacrifice fly, and the Reds will take a 1-0 lead with 2 outs. As that does bring in Zachry from third. So the Reds do get 1 run so far here. And now here's Tony Perez, but now with 2 outs. Perez is 1 for 1. He doubled his first time up. Rose on at second. Geronimo on at first. Perez the batter. Let's check the strat. That's a 7. Nothing happening there. Andujar will go ahead and pitch. That's a 5-3. That's a blank. Perez will swing 6-2. He flies out to left to end the inning. And that's not bad with the bases loaded and no one out. And you only gave up 1 run. 1 run on 1 hit and 1 error. The error does come up costly, as that did allow a run to score. That run is actually unearned. We go to the bottom of the third. It is 1-0 in favor of the Reds. Leading off for the Astros in the bottom of the third, shortstop Roger Metzger, 210 average, no homers, 29 RBIs that season. Zachry, 1-3, hit by pitch, that 9, no good. Metzger, 5-4, that's a base hit to center field. Nice single by Metzger, leadoff single for him. The batter now is the pitcher, Joaquin Andujar. He batted 140. Corners are in, ready for bunt. Let's see what Strat says. That is a 1. That is a 1, and no, I'm not going to do a hit and run here with a guy that strikes out. So you don't do a hit and run here. Metzger can't steal, so the bunt will be on. So we do a bunt. Zachry will pitch. And that is a 1-6 strikeout. And strikeouts are halved. And it's going to be a strikeout. Andujar has a 39. -1 is a 38. You divide that by 2. And that comes out to a 19. That is a 1. Andujar tries to bunt. He still strikes out. And that's the first out. That is a K. And the first strikeout for Zachry. So nothing happening there. Pretty much Joaquin Andujar tried to bunt and probably fouled it off for strike 3. So 1 out. Now Greg Gross is the batter. He walked his first time up. Now the infield goes back to halfway. And a 20. Zachry throws to first. And a 6 too high. Metzger gets back. Zachry will now pitch to Gross. 3-2 range play. Gross will swing 5-2. That's a ball hit to center field, and that is a 4. And against a righty, that is a single. But it is a range play to Geronimo. His range is a 2. Does he make the catch out there? No, he does not. That will be a single to center. Metzger's base running rating is a 2. Let's see. Single to center, -1, makes it a 1 to get to third. Center fielder Geronimo has no arm, so on a 1, the only way Metzger gets to third is on a 1. That is a 3. No, he stays right where he's at second, and he'll be happy with that. But it is a base hit for Gross. So the Astros are now in business. Here comes Andrews. Andrews is 0 for 1. Infield still halfway. Strat says a 9. Nothing happening there. Zachry ready to pitch. And that is a 2-6. Strikeout 5. No good. Barely, but no. Andrews is a 5, but -1 from the Astrodome is a 4. Andrews will swing away. 5-5. And he grounds it to third. Where's his hit? And this one is grounded towards the line. If double play or force, it would go 5-3. So we try to turn the double play, but since there's not a pivot man, you don't check the pivot. So we got to find out what happens. 2-1 and 2 and 1. So the only way they can get a double play is on a 1 because there's no pivot because it was grounded at the line. So he would have to tag the bag and throw to first. So only on a 1 they turn the double play here, and no. So, and the base running rating is a 4. So Metzger is out at third. The runners advance 1 base, but there are now 2 outs. And that is how you do that. So 2 men out now on a fielder's choice. As Metzger is a dead duck at third as he tagged the bag. Now it's up to Cesar Geronimo, made an error in the last inning. And he is 0 for 1, so now we'll see if Geronimo can make up for it. And 11 says nothing happening there on the strat. Zachry with the pitch. 3-1, error on a grounder. Geronimo swings 6-1, star 4, and that is going to be a ground ball to third. This time the ball is hit to Rose. Ground ball to third. Rose's error rating is a 6. That is a 12. He's got it, and he is going to tag out Greg Gross to end the inning. Side retired. So the Astros get no runs on 2 hits, and after 3, the Reds are still leading 1-0. Top of the 4th inning. Leading off for the Big Red Machine, George Foster, 1 for 1, singled his first time up. Andujar with the pitch, 4-1 against a righty. That's an automatic out. Star 1, ground out to second. One man out. That will bring up Johnny Bench. Bench is 0 for 1. Mr. Johnny Bench, I should say. 2-2. That's a hit by pitch. The 18 doesn't have a chance. Bench 6-3, and he gets a base hit to left. That's a nice single there for Bench. Bench usually doesn't hit too well in the games I play him in, but he gets a hit there, which he needs. Next up is Mike Lum. Lum is 0 for 1. Infield goes to halfway, and that is a 19. And Lum is not going to bunt here, so we'll hit away. Bench on it first. Andujar looking in. Pitch on the way. 2-3. Blank. Lum will swing. And that is Suadice. We re-roll. Lum. 2-3. Grounder to short. Do they turn the double play? 2-0-3. Second base for the Astros is Andrews, no arm. A 1-3, it's a double play. No. Bench will make it to second. Bench will be out at second, and Lum is safe at first. 2 outs. Bench's base running rating is a 3, and that was a 4. Fielder's choice. Next up for the Reds will be Doug Flynn. And Flynn reached on an error his last time up. 2 outs. The infield is normal. The 8 says nothing happening there. Andujar looking in. And he pitches. That's a 5-1. And against a righty, that's an automatic out. That's going to be a start, too. A grounder to short. And a nice inning by Andujar. He does get, the Reds do get a hit, but that is all. And we go to the bottom of the fourth. Dr. Pepper joins us here at the Astrodome. Welcome to have you here, sir. Bob Watson leads it off for the Astros here, bottom of the fourth. He is 0 for 1. Zachry ready to deal. And that's a 2-1. That's at the park. Astrodome says 4-4, and that's a ground out to first. There's your first out. Here is Jose Cruz. Cruz doubled his first time up, so he's 1 for 1. Zachry, 6-5. Against the lefty, that's a walk plus 10, and that 12 will definitely walk Cruz. So Cruz will trot down to first on 4 wide ones. That is the second walk issued by Zachry. The guy the Mets would trade for in 1977 in the Midnight Massacre. Yeah, let's take Zachry. Sure, he's much better than Seaver. Oh, God. Seaver's all washed up. Yeah. Cruz on at first. Let's see if anything happening. That is a 3. Cruz, 14 minus 1. That's a steal attempt. 14 minus 1 is 13. Bench minus 1 is a 12. A 60% chance for him to steal. Johnson's batting average is 226, but he hits righties pretty well. Matter of fact, he hits righties very well. There is one out, though. I'll let Johnson hit. Cruz will stay. They'll call off the steal. Zachry will pitch. That's a 5-1. Strikeout 15. That's high. Johnson does get to swing the ball, swing the bat. 3-2, but he pops it out to second, and that's out number 2. All right. So he pops out. What are you going to do? Here's Cabell. Cabell is 0 for 1. A 6 comes up this time. And let's see. No hit. I don't do hit and runs with 2 outs. Zachry will go ahead and pitch. And that's a 4-2. That's at the park. Astrodome says 5-6. And that is going to be a base hit to right field with a possible double. That's a single plus. So Cruz automatically goes to third. Cabell rounding first. And he's going to try for second as he has to. So that's a hit to right field. So Cabell's base run ratings are 4. Right fielder for the Reds is Lum. He has a +1 arm. It's a 5. So a 1-5, Cabell is safe at second, but a 6, he is out. And he's safe. Oh, just got under the tag. So I turn that into a double. So that will be a double for Cabell. So runners at second and third. And now can Roger Metzger bring in a run? Metzger singled his first time up. He's 1 for 1. And the Reds are going to go ahead and would they do this? I think they probably would. The Reds are going to go ahead and intentionally walk Metzger, put him on base, and they're going to bring up the pitcher, Joaquin Andujar, and the Astrodome gives the Reds a big chorus of boo. So the bases are loaded for Joaquin Andujar, and no, not this early in the game. You don't pull him. He did bat 140, so maybe he can come through with a hit, but this is the right play. Bases loaded. Zachry will pitch to Andujar. 2 outs, bottom of the fourth. See if anything on the strat. A 5 says negative. Zachry will pitch to Andujar. Can Andujar come through with a big hit? Zachry, 4-3. Nope, strikeout. That's a 6, and down goes Andujar. And the intentional walk works to perfection. So no runs. There was a hit and a walk, and after 4, it's still 1-0 in favor of the Big Red Machine. And the Reds get more boos as they come off the field. Boo! Some of the Astros fans say, we'll remember that. Top of inning number 5. And here is Pat Zachry leading off for the Reds, and he will bat, of course. He did walk his last time up, and that was because of a failed bunt attempt. Andujar pitched a bad. Zachry got pretty lucky on that one. Andujar, 2-4. That's a blank. Zachry does get to swing. 1-1, and he just grounds it to first easily. So Zachry will trot back to the dugout. Here's Charlie Hustle. Rose is 1 for 2. Andujar, 3-6. That's blank. Rose goes ahead and swings, and that's a 5-2, and he grounds it to short, taken care of by Metzger. Throws it a little low, but that'll get taken care of by Watson, out number 2. Cesar Geronimo is next. He's 0 for 2. Andujar dealing 4-3 against the lefty. That's a blank. Geronimo will swing 3-1, and against the righty, Geronimo blasts one into the deepest part of the Astrodome into left field, and that's going to be a 2-out triple for Geronimo. He gets a 3-bagger on that one. A 3-1 against the righties, a triple, and he will go to third. And that allows Joe Morgan to try to come up here and see if the Reds can get a quick run. Houston historically won this game 2-1. Was the final score. The Reds already have their 1 run. Still waiting to see when the Astros will get theirs, depending how these games go. 2 outs. Morgan. They're going to pitch to Morgan. The infield is normal. There are 2 outs. Strat roll coming in, 5. Nothing happening there. Joaquin Andujar ready to deal. Pitches to Morgan. 1-6. Strikeout. 16. No. Morgan gets the swing. 5-1. And he grounds it to first. That'll get taken care of by Watson. He'll take it himself. And the small little threat goes by the board. No runs. There was a hit for the Reds. Halfway through the game, 1-0. In favor of the Redlegs. Bottom of the 5th. And here comes Greg Gross for the Stros. He's 1 for 1, singled and walked. Zachry ready to pitch. And that is a 4-1. That's a double question mark. Gross a lefty, a 1-14, an automatic out. That is an 8. That's exactly what that is. And that's going to be a star 4, and that is a ground out to third. Here's Rob Andrews. He's 0 for 2. Zachry, 2-3. Error on a throw. Andrews will swing 1-6. A ground ball to Zachry. Zachary's error rating is a 5, but that's a 12. He's got it, and he'll make the throw to first. Threw it a little low, but easily picked up by Perez, and that's out number 2. And now Cedeno. Cedeno 0 for 2. How do I like the Dolphins' picks? I didn't. Zachary's pitch. 4-6. Strikeout. 11. No good. Cedeno will swing. 2-5. Base hit. Past second base. Cedeno has himself a 2-out single. Bob's Tabletop Sports joins us here at the Astrodome. Cedeno with 2-out base knock. He'll hold it first. And now we'll see if Watson can do anything with it. He's 0 for 2. Still 2 outs here. Bottom of the 5th. Infield is back. Strat says a 10. Nothing happening. Zachry ready to deal to Watson. Zachry's pitch, 3-5. Strikeout, 9, too high. Watson will swing, 6-2, and that is a ground ball to third. Picked up by Rose, and he's going to throw to first to get Watson, who's a little slower, and the side is retired. No runs and a hit for the Astros. After 5, still 1-0. And if I didn't mention to any of you guys, I said this at the start of the broadcast, but May the 4th be with you, as Star Wars is my ultimate favorite movie of all time. The original one, 1977. Top of the 6th, Tony Perez comes up. He's 1 for 2. He's got a double. Andujar pitching pretty well himself. They both are. 5-3. That's blank. Perez will go ahead and swing 1-4, and he grounds it to short. First game in the month of June. George Foster is next. He's 1 for 2. He has a single. Andujar dealing 4-2. That's a walk. That's 7. Yeah, that'll walk him easily. Foster is an 11, plus 4 is a 15, and Andujar does walk Foster. And Foster will trot down to first, and that is the second walk issued by Andujar. So here's Johnny Bench. We have a number of walks, but there has not been a strikeout yet. No strikeouts yet in the game. 1 out. The infield does go to halfway. See if anything on the strat. 10 says no. Andujar ready to deal. And that is a 6-4. That's a possible error. Bench will swing 6-2. And that is a base. That is a single. That is a possible. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It's a possible error, but in this case, now with the new rules, that is an S5. So that now becomes an infield single. There's no error. But Johnny Bench has to make it to first. His base running rating is a 3. This is an infield single Foster automatically will make second no matter what. But the throw goes to first. Johnny Bench, a 1-3. He is safe. He is not. He is out. That is the new rule on when an error on a grounder comes up for S1 to S6. So Foster is safe at second, but Bench does not beat the throw. It was a slow, pretty much it's now a low rolling grounder, but there are now 2 outs. Foster goes to second now. The infield is back for Mike Lum. Lum is 0 for 2. Check the strat. That is a 9. Nothing happening there. Andujar will pitch. That's a 2-4. That's blank. Lum will swing 5-2. He flies out to center to end the threat. So nothing for the Reds. There was a walk. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 1-0. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Leading off for the Astros is Jose Cruz. Cruz is 1 for 1, doubled and walked. Zachry will deal 2-6. Strikeout 9, no good. Cruz will swing 5-2, and that's a ground out to first. One quick out. Cliff Johnson is next. He's 0 for 2. Zachry, 5-1, strikeout 3, got him. That is the first. Actually, I'm sorry, I didn't say the worst strikeouts. There were actually. That is Zachry's third strikeout. I was looking at the wrong thing. So that's the third strikeout by Pat Zachry. My bad. I forgot we had that the Andujar struck out a couple of times. 2 outs for Enos Cabell. He doubled his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Zachry, 6-1. That's a walk. That 11. No, too high. Zachry will swing 3-5, but he grounds it to third, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Zachry. Six are in the books. Reds are leading 1-0. Inning number 7 coming up. Doug Flynn is the batter. Flynn is 0 for 1, but he reached on an error. Andujar will pitch. 3-5. That's blank. Flynn will swing. 2-1. Star 6. Fly out to right. Out number 1. The batter now is Pat Zachry. Zachry has 2 batters left before he gets tired. I remember the last time I went to the Reds bullpen, the game suddenly got very interesting. Zachry is better than the bullpen, except for one pitcher. You lead 1-0. You're pitching a shutout. You leave him in there. Zachry's going to bat. Andujar will pitch. 6-6. That's blank. Andujar not tired. Not yet. 3-2. That's a ground out to short for the second out. Now here's Pete Rose. Now Andujar will be tired after Rose. Andujar is due to bat second. They would like him to get Rose out. 2-2, hit by pitch, 9, no. Rose is a 6, Andujar -7. So Rose will jump out the way and swing 1-1, and he just flies out the left. And the inning is over. And Andujar is now tired, as I put that marker on him to state he is tired. And a 1-2-3 inning go the Reds. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing your Take Me Out to the Ball Game. I'll be right back. Like to remind you, don't forget, we got 10-minute ticker coming up after the game. And tomorrow night in Inside Pitch, we go to June 3rd. And we're going to Tiger Town. We're going to go to Tiger Stadiums tomorrow night as the Milwaukee Brewers are going to take on the Detroit Tigers. It'll be Bill Travers once again for the Brewers. Taking on the Tigers is Dave Roberts. Bill Travers against Dave Roberts. So the Brewers and the Tigers tomorrow night. Probably the last time we do the Tigers, because I've already made the third schedule block for this season, and the last place teams in all divisions have been cut off. So I try to avoid those now. Now I know baseball demos would like to see the Bird. I can guarantee you will see him, because the Bird is in the All-Star game, and I will be doing the All-Star game like I did in '85. The 76 All-Star game is held at the Veteran Stadium. He was on the All-Star team, and you will see him at least there when I do the All-Star game. I do like to do that. So Milwaukee at Detroit tomorrow, and maybe I can bring him in relief. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But we got a good game here. Bottom of the seventh, the Reds and the Astros, a 1-0 game. Historically, this game was 2-1 Astros. So far, the pitchers are pretty much doing what they did then. Leading off for the Astros is Roger Metzger. He's 1 for 1 with a walk. He's singled. Zachry will be tired after the second batter. Zachry will pitch 3-4, strikeout 16, no. Metzger will swing 1-5, but he just grounds it back to Zachry, and that is out number 1. Joaquin Andujar is tired, and I'm going to be, in this case, I do take him out now, so that's going to be it for Andujar. The Astros will bring in a pinch hitter, and it will be Leon Roberts. He'll come on and pinch hit against Zachry. So that's it for Andujar. Pitched a good game. He only gave up 1 run. So here's Leon Roberts, 289 average, 7 homers, 33 RBIs. He'll go up against Zachry here. Zachry a 5-4. That's a walk plus 10. And that is an 18. Is that going to be enough? I think so. Against the righty, 17. Yep, he walked him. He does walk Roberts because of that. Because of the +4 at Astrodome is the reason why he walks Roberts. So the Astrodome helps out the Astros there. So Roberts goes to first on a walk. Now Zachry is tired. And the batter is Greg Gross. And the Reds bullpen getting ready to go, but they're going to see if maybe Zachry can stay out there. He's pitched well. Let's see if he can get through the inning. 1 out. The infield is halfway. Strat says a 10. Nothing happening there. Roberts ready to deal. I'm sorry, Roberts on first. Zachry ready to deal. 2-2. Strikeout. 18. No. Gross will swing. 1-1. Ground ball right back to Zachry. Is this a double play? 2 -1, but a 1 anyway because the pitcher automatically gets a +1. Okay, so it cancels out the GDP here because he has a -1. So it's 2-0-3. And Gross hitting from the left side. So that means the shortstop is pivot, which is Flynn. He has a 0 arm. So a 1-3, they go into a double play. Yes, they do. Zachry turns around, fires to the shortstop, then throws to first, side retired. 1-6-3 double play. Inning over. And Zachry goes ahead and pumps his fist to get a nice twin killing on that. So no runs, no hits. There was a walk after 7. Still 1-0 as we go to the top of the 8th. Cesar Geronimo is the batter. They got left, and righty coming up. So I think the Astros will go with a lefty here. And coming on to pitch for the Astros will be Paul Siebert. Not a bad pitcher. 1 wins, 2 losses, a 3.16 ERA. Paul Siebert against Cesar Geronimo. Watching the real trash cans tonight. Michael Peterson joins us here at the Astrodome. Siebert against Geronimo. So, we're starting with top of the 8th inning. Siebert with the pitch, 3-2, error on a throw. Geronimo, 4-2, star 2, and that's a ground ball to first. That ball is hit to Perez. His error rating is a 3. That's a 7. He won't make an error. He gets it, and he will throw to Siebert covering the bag at first base. Out number 1. I'm sorry, Watson. What am I talking about? Astros are in. Did I say Perez? No. Watson is at first base. Watson's error rating is a 7. That is a 7. That's an error. My bad. That is an error. I keep on forgetting who's in the darn field. Watson does make an error. That is a set. It's a grounder to first on an error on a throw. On an error on a throw, Watson's error rating's a 7. That is a 7 and is going to be an error. Now the question is, Siebert's range is a 3. Does he prevent the throw from getting by him? Yes, he does. It's a bad throw by Watson. That's going to be an error, but it will allow Geronimo to make first base. So that is an E3. I keep on forgetting who's in the darn field. But that is an error, and that is the second error on the Astros. They've got 2 errors tonight, and that is an error on Watson, which allows Geronimo to go to first. And now here's Joe Morgan. Good thing I checked. If I'm going to make a mistake, if I catch a mistake, I'm going to fix it before it's too late. If I make a mistake, but I've already rolled for the next batter. And one of the rules I have, if I make an error, I make a rules mistake in the game. If I make a rules mistake and I've already rolled a play if I've already completed a play for the next batter, I will not reverse it. But if I can catch it before I do, I will reverse it. That's my rule. Upon further review, it was an error. Cesar Geronimo on at first. Morgan at the plate now. Morgan he's 0 for 3, but he does have a sacrifice fly. The infield's halfway. Let's see if anything on the strat. That is a 1. Geronimo's got a good chance to steal, and I think I'm going to send him. 16 minus 1 is 15. Johnson, the +2 arm, so a 17. I'm going to send Geronimo. 1 to 17, he steals second base, and he does on a 5. Geronimo steals second base. That's a stolen base for him. Now that takes away the double play. I'll re-roll the strat again. A 5 one more time, but this time, nothing happening. Siebert will pitch. And that's a 1-3. That's blank. Morgan will swing 2-1. And that is a double to center field for Joe Morgan. And the error will hurt. Double to center for Morgan. Geronimo rounding third. He, of course, scores easily from second. Morgan stops at second, and the Reds now lead 2-0. Stadium groans. Ugh. So an error does allow a run. That run will be unearned for Paul Siebert, and now Tony Perez coming up. Morgan on at second base. And there's still nobody out here in the top of the 8th. I will roll the strat. That is a 16. Morgan not doing anything there. Siebert will pitch. And that is a 3-5. Strikeout 9. Got him. He struck him out. Perez is a 10. -1 is a 9. He got him. That's a big K. Strikeout by Siebert. He only had 10 of them in 76 in 19 relief appearances, so not a strikeout pitcher, but he gets one there. Now it's up to George Foster to see if he can bring in Morgan. Foster is 1 for 2, a single and a walk. And that is a 6. And is anything happening? No. Morgan versus Altuve. Who's better? What? Joe Morgan or Jose Altuve? You got to be kidding me. Are you really asking me who's better? Joe Morgan or Jose Altuve? Really, Mike? Hey, chat. Michael Peterson's asking me who's better. Joe Morgan or Jose Altuve? Why don't you guys tell him who's better? I don't think I really have to answer that. Or is it a different Morgan that we know about? Maybe I didn't understand your question. If I did, my bad. Siebert will pitch. 5-4. Range play. Foster gets to swing. That's a 5-3. That's a line out to short. and that is hit to Metzger. His range is a 4. He's got it, makes the play, and let's see if he gets a double play. And that is a 5, and no. Morgan gets back, 2 outs. No double play. A 2 or 3, Morgan would have been out. So 2 outs now for Mr. Johnny Bench. Bench is 1 for 3. In terms of postseason home runs, Altuve takes it. Yeah, but Altuve's not a Hall of Famer. Not quite yet. Also, Joe Morgan was a thief. Altuve is not that much of a thief. Morgan's one of the best players. Morgan on at second, Bench on. Let's put it this way. If I had my choice for second baseman between Joe Morgan and Jose Altuve, I'm taking Morgan. There's no doubt about that. Siebert will be pitching to Bench here. 2 outs. Let's see if anything on the strat. That is a 10. No. Siebert will pitch. 6-1. That's at the park. Astrodome says 4-3, and he pops it up behind the plate from one catcher to another, and that will end the inning. 1 run on 1 hit, a stolen base, and a big error on the Astros. It's 2-0 favor of the Reds now. As these 2 errors that the Astros have committed have really done the job. The Reds have scored in both innings that the Astros committed an error. Bottom of the 8th inning. Rob Andrews leading off for Houston against Pat Zachry. Zachry is tired. They're going to see if they can go a little further with him. And I'd rather go with Zachry because as good as the big red machine was in 76, the bullpen was average. And I know Brandon Baker will agree with me on that. Zachry's pitch, 3-2, range play. Andrews will swing, 5-3. And that is a ball hit to center field. That is a 2 against a righty. That'll be a single, but it is a range play, and that is hit to Geronimo. His range is a 2. Nope, that's going to be a base hit for Andrews. He gets a single. Andrews will get a single as Geronimo could not catch up to that ball. Even with Eastwick, the Red bullpen is average. Maybe a little above average, but that's really about it. Salvador America joins us here at the Astrodome. So leadoff man on first. The batter is Cesar Geronimo. And now the Reds are forced to take Zachry out because now a single 1 can come up. So that will be it for Zachry, who pitched well. He pitched a shutout. But it's a 2-0 lead. And now Geronimo, the batter. Let's see who the Astros want to bring out the pitch. And I'm going to go with Pedro Borbon, even though Eastwick is there. But the Astros, the Reds pitcher bats third. So they're going to bring out Pedro Borbon. He will go ahead and pitch to Geronimo. Borbon will be the second Reds pitcher. 4 wins, 3 losses, 8 saves, 3.35 ERA. Infield halfway, Reds leading 2-0. Yes, if you had the big red machine with that pitching staff you had in 1990, yeah, it would have been one of the best teams ever. I put that, if you had that, sure. Andrews on it first. Let's see. Anything? Am I rolling a strat? Yes, I am. That's 17, nothing happening. Tribe Fan joins us here at the Astrodome. Bourbon will pitch to Cedeno. And that's a 6-3. That's a blank. Cedeno will swing. 6-6. Fly ball center field. Out number 1. Fly out to center. That's a big out. And now Bob Watson coming up. Watson is 0 for 3, so you know he's due. That is a 16. No, you're right, Michael. I know, just a thought. You do know your baseball. I know that, Mike. I'm just kidding with you. You know I love you. I love you even though you're a Yankee fan, but nobody's perfect. 1 out, infield halfway. Let's see if anything on the strat. That is an 18, nothing happening. Bourbon will now pitch to Watson. That's a 3-3. That's blank. Watson will swing. 3-5. Watson smacks a double to center field. But will that score Andrews? Andrews is a 3. Double to center plus 1 is a 4. Geronimo a 0 arm. A 1-4. Andrews scores. A 5. No, he does not. He stays at third. But Watson holds it second. A big-time double by Bob Watson. And now the Astros are in business with runners at second and third. And here is Jose Cruz. Now the Reds got to deal with something here. And they'll see what they do here. The infield is going to play back. They will surrender the run to get an out. They got 1 out. To bring an infield in could be dangerous. So they're going to play the infield normal. Rob Andrews on at third. Watson at second. Cruz the batter. Do I want Bourbon to pitch to Cruz is the question. And I think I do. Cruz does not bat as well against righties as he does against lefties. So Bourbon's going to pitch to Cruz. 1 out. Runners at second and third. The infield is going to play back. They're going to take the out at first and surrender the run. Bourbon the pitch. Actually, I should roll strat first, see if anything happening. That is a 3. No. Bourbon will pitch. 2-1. That's blank. Cruz swings. 4-6. Line drive to short. Now that's out number 1. Is there a double play? And with runners at second and there'll be a double play on a 2 or a 3. Yes, a line drive to short. Watson's caught off the bag. Throws to second. Got him. Inning over. Holy cow. An L6-5 double play. A line drive right to short. And a 1 or a 2. And on a 2 or a 3, the runner on second is doubled off. That's Watson, and the inning is over. Oh, a line-out double play. Stadium groans. Ugh. Section 1933 groans. Ugh. And he says rigged. No runs. 2 hits after 8. Still 2-0 Reds. Have I ever had a triple play ruled in the game? Not yet. Not had a triple play yet. I've had a no-hitter. I had a no-hitter in payoff pitch. Mike Schmidt, natural cycle in inside pitch. I've not had a triple play. And the only way you can get a triple play in these games is off the rare play chart. That's the only way I'll get a triple play is off of rare play. It will never happen in normal play. We go to the top of the 9th, 2-0 Reds, as Philip Reynolds joins us here at the Astrodome. As Brandon Baker says, hashtag not groaning. Mike Lum is the batter for the Reds. Siebert. What's Siebert going to do here? They're going to pitch to him. Yeah, they'll pitch to him. Siebert will pitch to Lum. It's lefty on lefty. No consecutive walks. Not that many today. Siebert will pitch to Lum. And that is a 2-5. That's a possible error. Lum will swing 4-2. Star 2. That's a ground ball to first. That's it to Watson. His error rating is a 7. That's a 2. He drops it. He makes his second error of the game. A ground ball to first, and Bob Watson, his error rating is 7. That is a 2. That's an E3. Third error on the Astros. They got 3 errors tonight, and Lum is safe. Insurance run is on. Siebert can't believe it. By the time Watson picked it up and tried to make the throw, Lum had already crossed the bag. Nothing they could do there. And now the batter is Doug Flynn. Flynn is 0 for 2. He reached on an error. 3 Astros errors, and pretty much every error has led to a run. Infield halfway, and there is no strat. So Siebert will Siebert pitch to Flynn. Yeah, he'll pitch to, no, he won't. Siebert's coming out. They'll bring in a right-hander. The Astros are going to go to the bullpen, bring out a righty to try to get out of this jam. And they're going to go with Gene Pence. 3 wins, 3 losses, 5 saves, a 2.97 ERA. Gene Pence will deal with Doug Flynn here. Nobody out. Top of the 9th, 2-0 Reds. Infield is halfway. We'll check the strat. I'm sorry, there is no strat. Pence will pitch. 4-3. Range play. Flynn will swing. 5-6. And that is a base hit to right field, but it's a range play. It's a right fielder, and that is gross. His range is a 4. No, he won't get it. And that's going to be a base hit. It's a single. That is a single. Lum's base running rating is a 2. Single to right, +2. It makes it, his base running rating is a 1. +2 is a 3. Right fielder is gross, -1 is a 2. A 1-2, Lum makes it to third on the blue die. No, he doesn't. He stays at second base. That is a base hit, though. So runners at first and second. We'll see a pinch hitter for Bourbon as the Reds are going to go to the bench. And coming on to pinch hit will be Ken Griffey. 336 average. It's the 9th inning. I can bring in anybody I want. So here is Ken Griffey to go up against Gene Pence. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. Reds got some insurance on the board. Infield is going to stay play halfway. There is no strat. Pence will pitch. And that is a 1-4. Strikeout 3. Got him. He gets Griffey. That's a big K. That's a big K on Griffey. And that's the first out. And now here's Charlie Hustle for Pete Rose. Rose is 1 for 4 today. Pence. Rose actually hits righties better than lefties. But Pence, I'm going to leave him in there. Pence is one of their best pitchers in the bullpen. Pence will pitch. 4-2. Blank. Rose will swing. 2-1. And that is a ground ball to third. Let's see where it's hit. And that ball is hit in the hole. The double play chance will go from second to first. Double play rating 3-0-4. Second baseman Andrews is a 0. A 1-4. The Astros get out of the inning. Yes, they do. Third base to second base to first base. Double play. Killer double play right there. No runs. There was a hit. There was an error. And we go to the bottom of the 9th with a 2-0 lead by the Reds. Will we see some ninth inning magic? Bottom of the ninth. Reds leading 2-0. The Reds will bring out their closer. And, of course, that will be Rawley Eastwick. 11 wins, 5 losses, 26 saves, 2.09 ERA. This is a save situation. Rawley Eastwick coming out to pitch. Cliff Johnson is the leadoff batter for the Astros. May see a pinch hitter for him, and they will bring in a pinch hitter. Well, Johnson's the catcher. Let me see. Do I have another catcher on the line? I do. I have Skip Jutz. So Skip Jutz will take over the catcher, but that's going to be it for – they're not going to have Johnson bat. Coming on to pinch hit for Johnson will be Jerry Devannon with a .290 average. He'll go up against Eastwick here. So Skip Jutzy will take over at catcher if this game goes any further. So here's Jerry Devannon against Rawley Eastwick. Bottom of the ninth inning, 2-0 Reds. Eastwick pitches 4-6. That's at the park. Astrodome says 5-1. That is a ball hit to left field. That is a 6, and that's going to be a single for Jerry Devannon. And the leadoff man is on. What? Did you expect a 1-2-3 closing inning at RJL 5-1-8? I think not. Jerry Devannon gets a leadoff single, and just like that, the Astros have a chance. And the batter will be Enos Cabell. He will swing. Cabell is 1 for 3. Devannon on it first. There is no strat. The infield is halfway. Eastwick ready to deal. And that is a 1-6 strikeout. 12. No. Cabell will swing. 1-2. Ground ball to second base. And they turn the double play. 2, 3, 4. Second base, Morgan is a 0. A 1-4, they turn it. No, they do not. Devannon is thrown out at second, but Cabell beats the relay. 1 out. So a fielder's choice there. The next batter is Roger Metzger, and he is at short. And he will, I think I'll have to have him bat. Yeah, he's going to have to bat. I'm going to let him bat. I don't have another shortstop on the bench. I can move Rob Andrews from second to short, but I think that won't matter here. Although I could do that. Why not? They could change positions. Roger Metzger coming out, which means Rob Andrews is now going to move to shortstop. And coming on to pinch hit for the Astros will be Ken Boswell. There you go. Ex-Met. Ken Boswell coming on to pinch hit. .262 average, 18 homers. He can also play second base if I want him to, which I may just have him do it. So Ken Boswell will play second base, although not that good at it. Give me a minute here to type it in there. And Rob Andrews will move to short if this game goes any further. So Ken Boswell pinch hitting against Eastwick. Cabell on it first. 1 out. Infield is halfway. There is no strat. Eastwick will pitch. 2-5. Range play. Boswell swings. 6-6. Star 2. That is a ground ball to second base. It's into Morgan. His range is a 3. But with the infield halfway, it is a 2. And no, that's going to get by him. That's a single. Ken Boswell comes off the bench and gets a big hit. Cabell's base running rating is a 4. On a single past second, he will make it to third, and the Astros are still alive. Ken Boswell, a single, and now runners at first and third and 1 out. And we'll see a pinch hitter for Pence. And coming on to pinch hit will be Larry Milburn. Or Larry Milburn, 248 average, no homers, 7 RBIs. Larry Milburn will pinch hit here. Runners at first and third, 1 out, bottom of the 9th inning, 2-0 Reds. And Eastwick in some trouble here. The infield is still halfway. The Reds are going to play for a game-ending double play. Fans at the Astrodome hoping that maybe the Astros can do it here. Eastwick ready to deal. No strat. Here it comes. Eastwick's pitch. 4-3. That's a wild pitch. That's a 3. It's a wild pitch. He threw it behind him. He threw it behind bench. That goes to the backstop. It's 2-1. You gotta be kidding me. A wild pitch 1-3. That is a 3, and it's 2-1 now. Stadium cheers. Yay! Coming in to score is Cabell. Boswell moves to second. It's now 2-1. The tying run, a base hit could score him, but Boswell does not have a good running rating. And I may have to keep the batters on the bench in case this goes any further, so that's what I'm going to do. A wild pitch, and now the infield will have to move back. Oh my, a big wild pitch by Eastwick. And now it's 2-1. Boswell on its second. Eastwick trying to close the game and can't do it. Now I am rolling strat once again. And that is a 16, nothing happening. Here's Milburn. Boswell on its second. A base hit could tie the game. Milburn does not have any home run power. Eastwick will pitch. 3-6. That's blank. Milburn swings. 3-5. It's a ground ball to third. The throw goes to first for out number 2. The only way Boswell can get to third is on a 6. No, he stays at second. Ground out to third base. Boswell has to hold, and now there are 2 outs. And now the chance is going to have to be Greg Gross. Gross is 1 for 3, a single and a walk. Boswell on at second. The Astros historically won this game 2-1. The Reds right now are leading 2-1. Boswell on its second. Eastwick. And they are going, and although you would think of walking Greg Gross to pitch to Rob Andrews, who doesn't, the thing about it is you don't put the winning run on base. So you pitch to Gross. Eastwick, ready to pitch to Gross. 2 outs. I am rolling a strat. That is a 5. Nothing happening. Eastwick, ready. Pitch. And that's a 2-1. That is blank. Gross will swing. 6-3. Base hit up the middle. That's a single right past Eastwick. It's a single 1. This game is tied. Boswell with a base running rating of 1. And on a single 1 from home, a 1-6 does score from second. This game is tied. Stadium cheers. Yay. Reds fans in the chat groan. Ugh. Greg Gross, a 6-3, is a single one, and that will automatically score the run from second on a single one. A 1-6 base running rating gets them in. They are tied at 2. And Steeler fan, section 1933, cheers. Yay. As Bob B says, rigged. Now here's Rob Andrews. Andrews coming in on the plate. A double could win the game now. Andrews has no home run power, but Raleigh Eastwick comes in here and totally blows the save. That is a blown save for Eastwick, and Pat Zachry will not get the win, and Andujar is off the hook. Gross on at first. We're tied at 2 here. Bottom of the 9th. 2 outs. And here's Andrews. Andrews is 1 for 4. He had a single his last time up. He will swing. And after this batter, Eastwick will be tired. 2 outs. Am I rolling a strat? Yes, I am. Strat says a 12. Nothing happening. Eastwick will pitch. 5-5. Strikeout 5. Too high. Andrews is a 5, but -1 is a 4 against the righty. Andrews will swing. 4-5, and that's a ground ball right back to Eastwick. He's got it. He throws to first, and we've got free baseball. Free baseball. Free baseball here. Get your free baseball. Two runs for the Astros on 3 hits. And a fielder's choice, and we are tied at 2. Another RJL 518 classic. It does happen, Bob B., but rarely. We go to the top of the 10th inning. We are tied at 2. Leading off for the Reds is Cesar Geronimo. Astros have to go to the bullpen, obviously. Let's see. You got left, right. So I think they'll go with a lefty here. They don't have much in the bullpen. Or do I just go with their best pitcher? Coming on to pitch for the Astros, although I should go with a lefty, but I'm not thrilled with the lefty. So I'm actually going to bring one out righty. So coming on to pitch for the Astros will be Joe Negro. Negro actually relieved more than he started. He had 13 starts, but 23 relief appearances, and he's a long reliever. So here's Joe Negro to go up against Cesar Geronimo here in the top of the 10th. Geronimo is 1 for 3, tripled, and reached on an error. Can't believe it. Tied at 2. Raleigh Eastwick completely implodes. Negro will pitch a Geronimo here, starting the top of the 10th. 1-1. And against the lefty, that is a blank. That's a blank. And what a big difference that was, because if it was a righty, it was a home run chance. Although Geronimo really doesn't hit many home runs. He only hit 2. It's a blank, though. Geronimo will swing 4-1, and he grounds it to short. That's out number 1. And here's Joe Morgan. Morgan's 1 for 4, doubled his last time up. Negro with the pitch, 1-5, error on a throw. Morgan, 1-4, that's a *6, fly out to right. There won't be a throwing error there, and that's out number 2. And now here's Tony Perez. Perez is 1 for 4. He doubled in the second inning. Negro ready to pitch. And that's a 3-6 against a righty. Strikeout plus 19. Is that going to be enough? 21, 20, 19. Yep, he got him. Struck him out. Joe Negro goes ahead, has a 1-2-3 inning for the Astros. We go to the bottom of the 10th inning, tied at 2. Raleigh Eastwick is not out there any further. He is tired, so they will take him out. The Reds will have to go to the bullpen. Leading off for the Astros is Cedeno, and they got right, left, so I think the Astros are bringing a righty to deal with him. If I like the right-hander, which I pretty much don't. As I said, the Reds bullpen does not impress me. Coming on to pitch for the Reds will be Santo Alcala. He is a starter, but he does relieve. Santo Alcala will pitch to Cesar Geronimo starting the bottom of the 10th inning. Alcala can pitch to 6 batters, and he's due to bat 4th. So we'll see how long that lasts. Alcala will pitch to Cedeno, bottom of the 10th inning. 5-5, wild pitch. Do it again. Alcala, 1-3, strikeout, 11, no. Cedeno swings, 3-1, base hit, pass short, that's a single. And the Astros have the winning run aboard. Single for Cedeno, and that is who you do want on the base paths with a base running rating of 4. And now the batter is Bob Watson. Watson is 1 for 4. He's doubled and committed 2 errors in this game. And Watson, with a home run or a good smack double, will erase all of that. The infield is halfway, tied at 2. I am rolling a strat. Cedeno does steal. That is a 3. And I think you do send him. He's a 16, plus 2 is an 18. Bench is a -1, a 17. You got to try with that kind of rating. An 85% chance. Cedeno will try to steal. 1-17, he gets there, and he is safe. And now a single will probably bring him in. Stolen base for Cedeno. That's his first of the game. Now that takes away the double play. Cedeno has a good chance to steal 3rd, but I think you'll give Watson the chance. We'll re-roll strat. A chance for him to steal 3rd. 9 plus 2 is 11. He needs a 5 or lower. No, he will stay at 2nd. Alcala will now pitch to Watson. Watson, a single, could win this game for the Astros. Alcala with the pitch. 5-1. That is a double question mark. Against a righty, a 1-5 is an automatic out. That's a 19. It's too high. Watson will swing. 1-2. Fly ball to left field. Cedeno's base running rating is a 4. A fly ball to left, -2 is a 2. Left fielder's Foster, -1 is a 1. The only way Cedeno can get to 3rd is on a 1 on the blue die. And he does. He got it. He got it. He goes to third. The ball was deep enough. Cedeno goes to third. He does get there. Now the batter is Jose Cruz. There's one out, and the Reds absolutely have to play the infield in. Cedeno on at third. A sacrifice fly could win it. A single could win it. A wild pitch could win it. It was on a fly ball to left field. It used to be you couldn't run anymore, Kyle. And welcome, by the way, to the game. We are using the new beta charts for inside pitch. So on flyouts now, F7 is a -2, and you still get a chance to throw to see if he can get in there. That's a new beta charts. If you've not downloaded them yet and you play inside pitch, please do. Matter of fact, me and Chris were working on these together, all right, and he's looking to make sure they get play tested correctly before he makes them official. They are not official. So if you want to use the original chart, on the original chart, he would not automatically advance. No, it's not your bad, Kyle. You didn't know. You didn't know, Kyle. Not at all. Not at all. That's why I tell every inside pitch player, download the chart and use them. And then give your ideas or your feedback to Chris before he makes it official. He wants this to be his last revision to inside pitch. That's okay, Kyle. Try them out. It makes a difference. You can have fly balls deep in the corner and a runner could go. So Cedeno with a good base running speed, he would probably get there. So now a runner on third. Here's Jose Cruz. Alcala trying to keep this game of where it's at. He is going to stay out there and pitch. The infield is in. Bottom of the 10th, tied at 2. Cedeno on at third. I am going to roll a strap. That is a 20. Alcala has a chance to pick him off. A 1-3, it's a balk. A 4-7, it's a pickoff. And in this case, with a runner on third, that would be a throw to the catcher, and then the catcher throws him out at third base. But an 8, it's an error. And in this case, when a throw to the catcher, I would probably just call that a wild pitch. But let's see. A 20 comes up. Alcala gets a chance. A 1, he balks! Oh my Lord, he balks! It's a balk on Santo Alcala. He balks. He did not come to a stop. Cedeno will walk on home. That's your game. Astros will beat the Reds 3-2 on a walk-off balk. And that is the first time I've had that. A walk-off balk by Santo Alcala. And Cedeno trots on home, and Cruz says, I didn't have to do anything. And that's your game. Astros win it 3-2 in 10 innings on a walk-off balk. And that's the first time I've had that. One run on one hit, a stolen base, and a balk, which allows the runner on third to score, and that will do it. Astros win it 3-2. Don't go away. 10-minute ticker and the final line score coming up. What a finish! And that definitely goes into the game of the year candidate. Walk-off balk. I don't believe it. He did not come to a complete stop. And that's what the umpire says. He called the balk, and that is it. Section 1933, cheers. Yay! Astrodome, cheers. Yay! Reds fans in the chat groan. Actually, they throw up. 10-minute ticker coming up. So I guess instead of saying that's a walk-off, that's a balk-off, right? That would be a balk-off, not a walk-off, I guess. That's a balk-off. For the Astros, 3 runs on 11 hits and 3 errors. For the Reds, 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Joe Negro gets the win, and Santo Alcala takes the loss in this game, and there's no save. Houston, 3-2 win, improbable win over the Reds tonight in a crazy fashion, a walk-off balk, and that's the first time I've ever had that. He'll be, Dave, you said you were done with the puns. Balking like an Egyptian. You know, that's good, but that was all. Dave, that's funny, but wrong. It is time for the 10-minute ticker, brought to you by FastScore Baseball. As we take main by Replay Sports. That's the first time I ever had a walk-off balk. And that has happened. I know it has. Let's see. June 1st, Texas against the White Sox. Texas has an 8. 46, and that is 4 runs. White Sox have a 10. 12. They ain't going to cut it. That's 1 run. Rangers will beat the White Sox. Milwaukee has a doubleheader against Detroit. We have this game on tomorrow night. Milwaukee, let's see, they have a 14, and that is a 14, and that is 2 runs. Detroit has a 16, 22, and they get a win. Look at that. Detroit gets a win. 22, they get 3 runs. How about that? Milwaukee, again, 15, and that is 22, and that is 3 runs. The Tigers have a 19 in this game. 46, look at that. They've won consecutive games, and that's going to be 7 runs. So Detroit sweeps the Brewers. Detroit needs to get some wins badly. California taking on Minnesota. California has a 7, 31, that's 2. Minnesota has a 12, 51, and that's 5. Minnesota will beat the Angels. Kansas City against Oakland. Kansas City has a 9, 56, 6 runs. Oakland has an 11, 12. Nope, that's going to be 1 run. Kansas City will beat the Athletics. San Diego taking on the Braves. Balk the plank. Stop it, you guys. San Diego has an 11. 63, and that is 7 runs. Atlanta has a 10. 32. Nope, that's going to be 3 runs. San Francisco taking on the Dodgers. San Francisco has a 5, 25, and that is 2. Dodgers have a 10, 46. That gives them 5. The Dodgers will win. Cardinals taking on the Expos. Cardinals have a 15, 44, and that's 5 runs. Expos have a 5, 14. That won't cut it. That's 1 run. Pittsburgh taking on my Mets. The Pirates have a 7. Come on, low roll. Yes, 12. And that's only going to be, a 7? And that's going to be a 0. So Jerry Kuzma on the mound for my Mets. We got a 7. I just got to roll better than a 12. 44, I'll take it. That is fine. And that is going to be 4 runs. And my Mets have a happy recap for the day. Chicago Cubs at Philadelphia. Cubs have a 3. 45. That's 3 runs. Phillies, though, have a 17. 52. Yeah, that's going to be 7 runs, and the Phillies will win that one. Moving on to June 2nd. Yankees taking on Boston. Yankees have a 15. 35. Good roll, actually, not bad. That is 5 runs. Boston has a 9. 35 themselves. And that's not going to do it. That's 3 runs. The Yankees will beat the Red Sox to Salvador America's chagrin. Texas will take on the White Sox. Texas has a 13. That is a 12. That's 1 run. White Sox have a 9. 32. And that's 3 runs. White Sox win. Baltimore taking on Cleveland. Jim Palmer on the mound for the Orioles. They have an 11. 62. That's 7 runs. Cleveland has a 4. 62 themselves, but that's only going to be 5 runs as Baltimore will win the game. Milwaukee taking on Detroit. The Brewers have a 10. 62. That's 7 runs. Detroit has a 9. 26. Nope, that ends the winning streak, and that's 3 runs there. Milwaukee will win. California, Minnesota. California has an 11. 23, and that is 2 runs. Minnesota has a 12. 34, and that is 4 runs. Minnesota will win the game. Kansas City at Oakland. Kansas City has a 5. 36, and that is 3 runs. Oakland has Vida Blue on the mound and a 13. 35, and that is a 4, and they will beat the Royals. Cincinnati taking on Houston. The Reds, we'll see if they get revenge here. The Reds have an 18. A 13. And that is only 2 runs. Houston, though, has Joe Negro, and they have a 12. A 13? Is that going to be enough? No, that's 1 run. Holy cow. So where Houston stole 1 from the Reds steal 1 back in this game. They win that game 2-1. Only because the Reds had the better pitcher, had the better chance of winning in this one. San Francisco taking on the Dodgers. San Francisco has a 5, and I know a Steeler fan will say rigged. 54, and that is a 5, and that is 4 runs for the Giants. The Dodgers have a 6. 56, that's 5 runs, and the Dodgers will beat the Giants. Pittsburgh at Montreal. Pittsburgh has an 11. 42, and that's 4. The Expos have a 5. 11, nope, that's 0. As the Expos continue to stink, and Pittsburgh will get that win. Cubs taking on the Mets. Bill Bonham has a 9 with the Cubbies. A 36, and that is 4 runs. That's pretty good. But the Mets have Craig Swan on the mound and a 13. So in order to beat a 4, I need a 31 or higher to tie or win. 41, there we go, a 13. 41 gives my Mets 5, and I got a happy recap. Philadelphia taking on the Cardinals. Philadelphia has a 16. 33, and that's 4 runs. I really would like the Cardinals to beat the Phillies in this game. How about a 6? Nope, 23 ain't going to cut it. That's 2 runs, and the Phillies will beat the Cardinals as Philadelphia now begins to get a stranglehold on the National League East like they did that year. That is your 10-minute ticker. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. And tomorrow we will be at Tiger Stadium as the Milwaukee Brewers will take on the Detroit Tigers. Bill Travers against Dave Roberts. Should be fun to play. A team that right now can barely win a game, but I'm still in the second schedule block, so I got to get all these teams in so you can see them. But the third block has already been scheduled, which means the last place teams in each division will no longer be on the board, as we like to deal with the teams that are in playoff positioning. Steeler fan, Brandon Baker, Salvador America, Dr. Pepper, Bob B, Baseball Demos, Michael Peterson, Kyle Schultz, let's see here, Tribe Fan 879, Peter Bergs, and Bob's Tabletop Sports. Thank you all for joining me. Please leave a like on your way out through the turnstiles. Subscribe if you've not done so, and ring that bell. And for those of you who are subscribed, make sure you ring the bell. Make sure you hit the bell. Otherwise, because if you hit the bell, as soon as I go live, all of you guys will be notified that want to watch the games. And of course, if you can't make it, you can always catch the replay when it's done. So don't forget to ring the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for more baseball. The Astros come from behind in a miracle fashion in a walk-off and win the game in extras in 10 innings, 3-2. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.